Good evening. My name is Dave Fullerton. I'm the guy that made Glenn Whitman look good on his first operation. Actually, still make you look good.
Dave, you do every single day, Dave. I thank God I know you.
As Gene indicated, I'd just like to introduce where I fit into the scheme of things. And my wife, Chris, who's across the room, and I were in Seattle, where I had done my general surgery residency. And it turned out that at the University of Colorado, there was an unexpected opening in their thoracic surgical residency. And I had expressed an interest in CT surgery, and Dr. Harkin was good friends with some of the faculty there, made a phone call, and that was the introduction to me. And as my wife said, they sent out the most boring guy there to go to Colorado so they could just keep him moving. At lunch today, we had a conversation with the Bensards, and we were kind of reliving how we connected with Colorado and the Camelot era that Gene and Sarah so aptly referred to. And I distinctly remember my interview for my fellowship position with Dr. Harkin, where sitting outside of his office waiting for him to arrive, I met Nancy Wells. What I didn't understand was that was actually the screening interview. If you didn't make it by Nancy, you didn't make it any further. But if you made it by Nancy, you had to get by Jeannie. And it was only by making it by Jeannie that you might get to see EJ. And if by the sheer grace of God you made it by EJ, you could actually meet Dr. Whitman, who at the time was a surgical resident. I met Glenn for the very first time sitting outside Dr. Harkin's office.
And it was love at first sight.
But I was so relieved to have gotten by EJ, I finally figured out what was happening. And I realized that there was really something very, very special going on at the University of Colorado. And when I entered Dr. Harkin's office and spent about an hour being enchanted by his charisma, I came out and I knew this is the person that I wanted to emulate for the rest of my career. And so I was very, very fortunate by the sheer happenstance to have had the opportunity to train with Dr. Harkin. And throughout my training, in our time in Denver, I admired many, many things that I admire today about Dr. Harkin. I think first and foremost was his unbelievable generosity that he has given of himself and of his family and of everything about him to those on his team. And as I mentioned, we had relocated from Seattle. We didn't know anybody. We had two little kids. Anybody that has two little kids at that stage knows what we're talking about. And one Sunday morning, the phone rings in September, so we've been there a couple of months. Chris answers the phone, and it's Dr. Harkin asking, hello, this is Alden Harkin, is this Chris? And she goes, no, Dave's at the hospital. And he goes, that's okay, I was calling to talk to you. Here's the deal. I want you and Dave to take our football tickets because the Broncos are playing the Seahawks today, and I know you guys are from Seattle. I've arranged babysitting for your children. I've arranged for Glenn to cover call for Dave so he can go to the game. And our parking pass will be with the tickets, and I'm going to drop them off on your front doorsteps after church. And I do need the pass back for next week. And Chris hung up the phone and called me, to which both of us were absolutely stunned, that the chairman of the Department of Surgery would be so thoughtful and so generous for everyone in his department, including some new guy, to afford this welcoming. And that's what it was like at Colorado. I learned, among the other things I learned stories about his family. And I won't share all of those stories, but there are some that stand out, not to embarrass his children in particular. I really enjoyed the stories about Dwight, and occasionally buying fireworks in Wyoming because they were illegal in Denver and that sort of thing. Occasionally knowing that Dwight had gone to bed at about 4:30 in the morning and had to get up at 6:30 for school, having snuck in. I enjoyed the stories of Dr. Harkin bringing his daughters to work, secretly hoping that they would become cardiac surgeons, and learning at the end of the day that they just were not into it, and how he dealt with that. And over the years, as I was given the opportunity to have various leadership positions, I've often reflected on how on earth did he actually do this? How was he able to keep everybody at the forefront? And how was he able to make everyone in the room feel like the entire world revolved around them? Because only you, Dr. Harkin, could do that. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Thank you very much.